Welcome to AyeSports. It's Friday the 24th of February. I'm Andy Jackson.
And I'm Stephen Wright.
Coming up with the Six Nations returning this weekend, Callum Hyder tells us who to look out for in this year's tournament.
We interview another Olympic hopeful.
Plus we have an exclusive interview with John Shaw. But first, yesterday Stuart Pearce announced his first England squad since taking temporary charge of the national side. Sunderland striker Fraser Campbell was the surprise inclusion in the squad to face the Netherlands on Wednesday. Also included in the squad were Man United's Tom Crevelly and West Ham's Rob Green, while Rio Ferdinand and Frank Lampard were left out. Steve, what do you make of the England squad?
Well, Pearce did say he was going to bring through some of the younger players that we have in our team, the likes of Sturridge and Welbeck, who've definitely earned their places. I'm glad to see Micah Richards and Adam Johnson get their chances because I think they've been really good this season. Could definitely bring something new to the team. But Fraser Campbell is a surprise inclusion, but for me, he brings something different to the strikers that we already have.
He certainly does. And also, Stuart Pearce said yesterday that he would manage England through Euro 2012. Do you think that would be a good appointment?
Not really, not for me. I don't really think he's got enough experience as a club manager, never mind an international manager, to take England on over the Euros. It's the biggest job in football management, the England job. I just don't think he's ready. Yeah,
thanks for that, Steve. And remember, if you want to get in touch with us about this or anything else we discuss, tweet us at AyeSports, like us on Facebook, or go to ayesports.com. Now, the Rugby Union Six Nations continue this weekend, but just who will be victorious come the end of the tournament? Our rugby expert, Callum Hyder, has the details.
So it's the Six Nations, it is back, and I'm very excited to tell you about the teams. Now, the championship roots date back to 1883 when the four home nations played a round-robin event with the winners receiving the Triple Crown. That trophy is still played for, but there is now six nations with France and Italy obviously joining in the competition in 2000. Now, here's a summary of each of the teams. Now, England have never found their feet following that 2003 World Cup win. Remember, Johnny Wilkinson, yay! Yeah. It's true, they have played out their skins before. They reached the final of the 2007 World Cup against South Africa. But apart from that, they have disappointed season upon season. They ended their 8-year wait for the Six Nations title in 2011, but a dismal World Cup campaign saw Martin Johnson lose his job as coach, and it's now down to interim coach Stuart Lancaster and his men to turn things around. Now, France, like England, are suffering from inconsistency and have had indifferent time of it since the Rugby World Cup in 2007. They had high hopes in 2009, but then they went on to lose twice, including a heavy defeat at Twickenham, which meant they finished third in the championship, unlike them. French are always dangerous and will be a big threat this year, no doubt. Now on to Wales, the 2008 Grand Slam champions. They've been very strong over the last several years, as they showed winning the Grand Slam in 2005 as well. Coach Warren Gatland, what a coach he is. He's got the team playing excellent rugby. Some say the Arsenal of rugby, but then that would probably be disrespectful to the Welsh. They've not done well against the Southern Hemisphere sides, but you know they always do well in the Six Nations and against the Northern Hemisphere sides. They're still a team that is more than capable of winning any match, and they will be playing some extremely dangerous rugby, so people will have to watch out for them. Ireland were Grand Slam champions in 2009, having swept all before them, including a vital one-point win over England, which made the difference. Sadly, they would find it difficult to repeat that feat again, but they must be one of the favourites as they often save their best for the big occasion. Ready? Regarded as the outsiders again this year, Scotland have struggled for several years now in the Championship. They've got a good crop of players, don't get me wrong, as long as they can continue to improve, and they could easily upset the odds and beat one of the more fancy teams, but I think they could be contesting the wooden spoon with Italy once again. Talking about Italy, they still have yet to bridge the void in international class rugby. They have won the odd game here and there, but have finished bottom of all but one of the seasons since joining in the Six Nations in 2000. Kind of awkward. But there is no reason to think that they won't do this again this year. So all but France and Ireland have played 2 games so far in the Six Nations. Obviously, France and Ireland were called off in France due to the snow. But in the first week, it was a comfortable win for France against Italy, 30-12. England won the Calcutta Cup against Scotland, 13-6. And Ireland lost narrowly to Wales, 21-23. In week 2, England beat Italy 19-15. France and, as I said, Ireland postponed. And Wales, what a win against Scotland, 27-13. Looking ahead this week, Ireland take on Italy in Dublin. England versus Wales, that's going to be a fantastic game. And Scotland versus France. So that's the table so far. We'll be back in a couple of weeks to tell you how it ended up. Will England win another Grand Slam? Will Stuart Lancaster be the next coach? Will Warren Gatland win another Grand Slam? Or would we see Scotland winning the Six Nations? Nah. Back to you, Andy Jackson.
Now it's time for your sporting news from the week. Niall Quinn stepped down from his role of Director of International Development at Sunderland and left the club after 6 years. Quinn led a consortium to buy the club in 2006 and had been chairman until last year.
James McLean has been called up into the Republic of Ireland side for their game against the Czech Republic. McLean has had a whirlwind few months, taking him from the fringes of the first team to a first team regular at the Stadium of Light.
And staying with Sunderland, Nicholas Bentner has been banned from driving for 56 days and fined £660 after he was caught speeding in his Porsche. Bentner was clocked doing 103 miles an hour on the Woldington bypass near Newcastle Airport last December.
England won the one-day international series against Pakistan 4-0. Alistair Cook's men completed the whitewash by beating Pakistan by 4 wickets on Tuesday.
It was another mixed week in Europe for the English sides as Chelsea lost 3-1 in Naples in the Champions League. Andre Villas-Boas's men took a first-half lead, but 2 goals from Esquiel Lavetti and 1 from Edison Cavani gave the Italians the advantage in the tie.
However, it was a more positive week in the Europa League as both Manchester City and United qualified. City beat Portuguese side Porto 6-1 on aggregate, and despite losing to Ajax, Manchester United qualified winning 3-2 on aggregate. However, it wasn't a good evening for Stoke as they lost 1-0 to Valencia in the Mestalla. Now then, it's time for another AyeSports exclusive interview with another Olympian. This week we profile Paralympian Fiona Tozer. Based in Newcastle, Fiona is a wheelchair basketball player. She plays for the Newcastle Eagles wheelchair team and is a newcomer to the GB squad. We sent Mickey Welsh to find out just if she's looking forward to her home games.
Definitely really excited. I mean, it's something I think every athlete dreams about, to compete in their home country and have that home crowd advantage. It's definitely something we're really looking forward to.
Obviously the elephant in the room may be your Canadian accent.
Yes, definitely.
How are you representing Great Britain?
My father was born and raised here in Britain, and my grandfather, and it's something that I hold really dear to my heart. I've lived here for 3 years now, and it's something that I had the dilemma, do I compete for Canada or do I compete for Great Britain? And my grandfather was one of my inspirations for my sporting career, so it's something that I decided to do for my family.
And you chose the right
time. I'm starting to think that, but you know, Great Britain is a great country. So is Canada.
Yes.
But I am proud to be competing for Great Britain.
Now it's time for your sporting preview. Sunderland travel to the Midlands to play West Brom this weekend. The Black Cats will look to continue their good form, having just lost 2 of their last 10 games. Martin O'Neill could also welcome back Nicholas Bentner from injury.
Newcastle will be back in action after a 2-week break as they face Wolves. The Magpies will look to welcome back Cheick Tiote, who's been away with the African Cup of Nations, and Johan Cabaye, who's available after suspension. It'll be the first game for Wolves under new manager Terry Connor.
Middlesbrough face a crucial game as they host informed Reading. Borough have won their last 2, but Reading have won 8 of their last 10 games. It will be an interesting tie.
In League One, Hartlepool will travel to Wickham. The Pools will be looking to close in on our playoff places with a win.
Darlington have a weekend off, but Gateshead face a tricky FA Trophy tie against Luton Town. However, will Gateshead's main man John Shaw make the difference? Ash Bevan has been to see the man who always scores.
I'm at Gateshead F.C. Stadium and today I'm meeting John Shaw, who always scores. He's currently on 30 goals and I'm about to go meet him. He's going to give me a little tour of the ground and we're just going to have a little chat. So you scored your 30th goal yesterday. How does that feel? You're scoring so many goals this season. How do you do it?
Really it's the way we play, I think. I think I've finally found a team where we play a way that suits obviously the way I play. Obviously last night we were a penalty and we've got people like Yemi Adabadi with the pace like he's got. Yeah. You know, he's always going to cause trouble, so it's obviously nice to score penalties, but yeah, to get to 30 goals, especially at this stage of the season, it's something I've never done before in my career, and it's turned out to be a really good season personally.
You unfortunately pulled your groin last night. Will that scupper your chances of scoring more goals, or what's
No, I mean, we've still got 16 games to go, and if it means me missing 1 or 2 to get myself right, then you know, so be it, and hopefully I'll come back and carry on scoring. For this year, my previous best were 27, so... and at the start of the season, you know, you just want to get to 20, so every goal's a bonus. So like I say, to be on 30 now is, to me and to a lot of people, it's a great achievement, and if I get to 40 then obviously I'll probably be the happiest I've ever been in my career. Again, the start of the season, we didn't nobody turned around and said we'll win the league. I think that would have been trying to overachieve really, but we all believe we're good enough as a squad to get in the playoffs. And at one point, we looked like we were going to be nailed on. We had 3 bad results in 1 week, picking up 1 point from a possible 9 when we were in positions to possibly take all 9. And right now we'd be sitting 3rd or 4th. So at the minute, even though we're only 3 points off, I think at the start of the season we would have snapped somebody's arm off if they would have offered it us. So we're in a good position. You know, we've got a good run in comparison to the teams above and in and around us. We play a lot of teams below us and we play a lot of games at home. Yeah. So there should be no reason again why we can't pick enough points up to get ourselves in there. And again, that'll be a great achievement whether we go up or not. That's where the away team get changed on match day, but they've all just numbered because it's a council-owned ground.
Yeah.
This is our changing room.
Ooh.
Again, it's all locking up because it's a council bath. So we obviously all get in here on a match day training as well. We all do the same thing. We've got the baths mainly filled with ice. Icy cold water. They aren't very nice.
Do you have to do them every match?
No.
Just once in a while?
I've been at clubs where they do it every game, but fortunately here they don't take it too bad. It's mainly for the injured lads, and so I have spent my spare amount of time sat in an ice bath in here.
How long do you...
It's cool. Not an ideal distance from the fans to the pitch.
No, the track must be a...
but these grounds played like it before. I've been down where Brighton used to play at a similar place, and they bought their own stadium, so it's been quite a good home for me this season, obviously. So I'm quite happy with it.
I was going to say.
And
outside of the region this weekend, it is the Carling Cup final as Liverpool play Cardiff. The Reds are favourites ahead of the game, but Cardiff will be looking to pull off a shock similar to Birmingham last season. And that's it for this week. Thank you for watching. Remember, you can follow us on Twitter. We are at AyeSports. Like us on Facebook. And remember, our radio show is back this Monday at 12 on 107 Spark FM. Thank you for watching. We will see you again this time next week.